It's now that spring break is come and gone. A lot of us now have our sights set on a summer vacation. Some travelers, though, have bucket list trips on the docket this year that can be following a favorite sports team on the road, or seeing a concert in another country, or taking what they call last chance vacations.
So with that said, we have with us today Christina Tunna from the travel insurance company World of Nomads. All right, Christina, let's jump right in. What are these last chance vacations?
Well, last chance vacations are for going to places that might be under threat or are very fragile. So they could be threatened by climate change, or they could be threatened by habitation expanding its boundaries, or through war and conflict.
Sure. Is there a concern with some of these places maybe threatened by climate change? Also, we don't want too much tourism going there to make it worse.
Yes, it's a very delicate balance of a lot of these places relying on tourism dollars, but yet at the same time, tourism actually having an even more negative impact on the fragility of these places.
So one of the places you were talking about is Antarctica or the Arctic, which are two places I would both love to see.
Yes, so they are beautiful places to visit. They each have, respective wildlife, but they're also being very much impacted by climate change through melting of the polar caps and the glaciers. Animals and their environments are being imposed upon by continuous tourism. They're also very hard places to get to.
Sure.
So, you really have to be clear as a traveler, is this a place that you really are going to want to endure the path it takes to get there? Rough waters, really sort of uncomfortable potential seas, you could get seasick, and it takes a long time to get there.
Just a couple of days ago, I reached out to a friend. I said, hey, let's go to the Maldives. Okay, that's the next place. But what I did not know was that it would be part of this conversation.
Well, it's interesting. The Maldives is very beautiful, beautiful beaches. I think the traveler experience is very resort oriented. You don't get a lot of opportunity unless you really try to connect with the locals. If you want to get souvenirs, get off the resort and make sure that you're supporting local communities. But it takes a long time to get there. And one thing that I think is really important for people to be aware of is trash is a big problem in the Maldives. Sea levels are rising. They say by 2050, 80% of the Maldives will be uninhabitable.
Oh no.
So you really want to think about, do I really want to go there and add to that potential burden? But yes, it's a beautiful place to visit. It is the it spot on a lot of Instagram. But just because it's a last chance doesn't mean necessarily that you should go. There's other great beaches.
No, thank you.
And I've heard that's kind of, the other side of the coin with a lot of these tropical resorts is the parts of the island you don't see that handle the waste from the resorts and all that. One place that seems to always be at the center of a climate discussion is the Galapagos Islands, which is a bucket list for a lot of people.
It is. The Galapagos has experienced 50% growth year on year since 2010. And so what the government has done there to help really temper the negative impact of tourism is to limit the number of people who can go. You need a permit, you need to go with an accredited operator, and oftentimes you can't stay on the islands. You have to stay on your cruise boat. So as a traveler, make sure that you're working with an operator who is very accredited, has maybe a scientist on board to help with the cause of doing research to really help with the problems that are happening in the Galapagos in terms of its climate change and impacts of that. But also make sure that if you're a traveler, you're padding out a few days before you go, because those cruise ships will not wait for you. So if you land on the Monday and your boat leaves Monday night and something happens with your flights, you're going to miss that cruise. The boat will go. So we also say make sure that you get travel insurance so that you can really make sure that you're planning things really well. But just also be sure as a traveler you understand, do I want to go through all that effort to see these beautiful things when there are other places in the world that might actually benefit from your tourism dollars, and you will have just as much of a beautiful experience with nature.
And so you guys have a program, something called Footprints, celebrating its 20th. What is that?
Footprints is a micro-donation program that we started, sadly, on the back of the tsunami event in 2004. We lost a lot of our travelers. Communities in that area lost a lot of their residents and their people. So we started this program where a traveler in the purchase path for the insurance can donate $2 or $3 to a non-government organization that helps these communities all over the world make a difference to United Nations Sustainable Development Goals.
That is amazing. And another thing I think, a lot of people, when they go to these far off places, part of the appeal is to get photos for social media. And you guys have a scholarship program for...
We do. We do a scholarship every year. It's a sort of a boot camp for people who are content creators,
Oh, that's awesome.
whether it be video or photography or writing. And we pick 3 lucky winners in the entrant pool.
Wow.
They go with a mentor who is making a career doing this, and they go on location. And this year we're going to Thailand, hosted by the Thai government. And they get to go to all different parts of the country. And because it's the 20th anniversary and it started because of the tsunami, which impacted Thailand, it's a nice full circle to enable people to really document amazing experiences.
I was going to say, if I were an influencer, I would think that would certainly be the way to go.
Yeah.
It's an amazing program.
Yeah, really cool.
Christina, thank you so much. We're going to take all that information, by the way, link it to our website, gooddaysacramento.com. We appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Happy Earth Day.